The NFL Combine isn't just a showcase of athleticism, bench press reps, and 40-yard dashes. It's the silent battlefield where front offices quietly reshape their rosters. It's the place where Miami Dolphins general manager Chris Grier finds himself in the thick of conversations that won't be quoted in press conferences, but will dictate the direction of the franchise for years. It's not the draft, not free agency, but something even more strategic. The art of negotiation, the planting of seeds that will either bloom into a contending roster or leave Miami stuck in neutral. Decisions are being made before the official draft clock even starts ticking. The question is, will Miami emerge from this process ahead of the curve or scrambling to play catch-up? Miami has draft picks, enough to maneuver, not enough to dictate terms. This is the paradox Grier faces. Over the years, the Dolphins have stacked extra compensatory picks, a strategy designed to give them leverage. But leverage is only useful if it translates into action. What good is draft capital if it's spent recklessly? Or worse, if it's hoarded without a clear vision? The key is flexibility. The Dolphins don't have the luxury of a top 10 pick, but they do have something that might be just as valuable: the ability to move. Trade up, trade back, package picks for a proven veteran. Every scenario is on the table. And if history tells us anything, it's that quarterback desperation will drive the market. Teams further down in the draft will be itching to move up, hunting for their next franchise passer. That's where Miami has an opportunity. If a team comes knocking, willing to overpay, Grier has to ask himself, is quantity better than quality? Does Miami need a handful of additional picks to build depth? Or is there one specific player worth everything? But there's also a risk. Trade too far back, and the talent drop-off is steep. Play it too safe, and Miami misses the impact players they need now. The Dolphins are not in a rebuild, they're in a window. How much patience can this franchise afford? Draft picks are one part of the puzzle, but they don't exist in isolation. The salary cap looms over every decision. And let's not sugarcoat it. Miami's cap situation is tight. If they want to make significant moves, someone has to go. And two names stand out more than any others: Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb. Two completely different cases. Two completely different ripple effects. Hill is the kind of player you don't trade. Except maybe you do. His impact is undeniable. He stretches defenses before the ball is even snapped. He changes game plans. He is, in so many ways, the engine that makes Miami's offense go. But that contract, it's a lot. And if Miami is thinking about restructuring its roster balance, thinking about moving resources around, Hill is the ultimate trade chip. The return for Hill would be massive. Multiple high picks, financial flexibility, a chance to retool. But is it worth it? Trading him doesn't just take speed off the field. It changes the entire identity of this offense. Is that a risk worth taking? Then there's Chubb. The moment Miami traded for him, expectations skyrocketed. He wasn't just supposed to be another good pass rusher. He was supposed to be the final piece. And when healthy, he's a force. But health has been the issue. An injury cut his 2023 season short just as he was rounding into Pro Bowl form. And now Miami has to make a call. A high-level edge rusher always has value on the market. If Miami shops him, teams will listen. But then what? Pass rushers don't grow on trees. Move Chubb, and suddenly, defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver has a massive hole to fill. Chris Grier has been here before. He's made big moves. He's taken risks. Some have worked, some haven't. That's the nature of the job. But now the stakes feel different. This isn't a team in transition. This isn't a franchise searching for direction. The Dolphins are supposed to be contenders. And contenders don't get unlimited chances. This week isn't about making the final moves. It's about setting the stage. Every conversation, every negotiation, it all builds toward something bigger. But will Grier and the Dolphins pull the right levers? Will this be the offseason that finally pushes Miami over the top? Or are we looking at another cycle of almost, another season of wondering what could have been? The answers won't come immediately. But make no mistake, the choices being made right now will define everything.